How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jade back with another XRP video. In this one, we're going to be doing a educational overview of RippleNet's xPool liquidity solution. Now, this is perhaps the most enigmatic or least well understood of Ripple's enterprise-grade liquidity solution tools, right? So we actually have gotten the most information regarding this from Bob Way when he spoke first with Alex Cobb, and then also when he spoke with Brad Kimes. If you haven't seen either of those interviews, they occurred back in March. I highly encourage you to go back and look them up and watch them. Bob Way is an incredible individual, and also somebody that could absolutely use all of our support and encouragement because he is currently dealing with some serious health issues. So if you are not, or if you are familiar with Bob Way and you are not aware that he's been having some, he's been combating, he's been fighting the big C, please go show him your love and support if you haven't already. And even if you have, just remind him that he's in your thoughts because he's always in mind. He is a fantastic and genuine good individual. Now, I know that this is supposed to be talking about xPool and this is an educational series, but just because of the fact that Bob Way is the one that's going to be disclosing this, I felt the need to plug him, right? I know a lot of people don't like my intro being long, but I don't care. Bob Way is worth you complaining about my long intro. He's a fantastic individual. But all that said and done, let's just jump straight into this. So Bob Way is a former architect and product manager at Ripple. And he speculated about the new Ripple technology called xPool that may be in the works at Ripple. And he discussed this at some degree of length with Alex Cobb. And stated that the concept of xPool might be pure speculation based on comments by David Schwartz. Now, that held water back then, but here's the thing. Since then, we've actually the image that I'm going to actually be using as the logo for the title of this was actually trademarked by Ripple. So xPool is not just speculation. You know, they're actively working on this thing. Now, as far as what xPool is, Bob Way described it best as xPool can be as follows, right? He said, xPool can be about how it acts as a glue for the liquidity of RippleNet and the liquidity of xCurrent and xRapid. This combined liquidity can then be used to support xVia and its supported network channels, right? So again, if you watch my previous videos regarding these, xVia, xPool, and xRapid, or sorry, xVia, xCurrent, and xRapid, then you're already kind of hip to what I'm about to explain. So we spoke that xCurrent is the messaging service that says, "Hey, open the dam. Let's let the liquidity flow," and that dam is xVia, and as that dam shoots the water out from the gates that have opened to power that generator or whatever, that liquidity that's flowing out is going to fall into a channel or a river, and that channel or river is what is essentially xRapid in this idea, right? And that liquidity is going to flow to where it's supposed to go. Now, the liquidity, the xPool, if you look at xVia as our dam, the dam is holding back xPool, a large pool of liquidity. And so this little thing, this unspoken secret largely in our community, nobody talks about xPool, but this is what needs to be emphasized the most by XRP investors, because xPool is where all the banks are going to collectively pool their liquidity, their fiats, most likely through the oversight of an organization like the IMF or the World Bank. And these pools are going to be mutually shared liquidity sources for the global financial organizations, right? So this in my opinion, is where all of the value is going to enter into RippleNet. And xPool is how you will be able to source the kind of liquidity, the kind of market cap you're going to need for XRP to actually be, fungible and usable for transferring such massive amounts of money that these financial institutions need to move on a daily basis, right? So whenever anybody tries to give you that nonsensical scenario that, oh, you need liquidity to use XRapid, but you need XRapid to get liquidity. No, ladies and gentlemen, that is circular reasoning, and therefore, whenever you encounter circular reasoning, it's always wrong. Always. If you ever find yourself in such a loop, call yourself an idiot and start Googling the thing that you're sitting there in a circular loop on, right? I'm not saying you are. I've got caught in... I'm not saying that you're actually an idiot if you do get caught in this, by the way. Everybody gets caught in circular reasonings, right? I do. I haven't met anybody that doesn't suffer from at least one or two circular reasonings that they use to validate some opinion that they have that lacks strong evidence behind it to support it, right? That's why we create these systems for ourselves, these circular reasoning loops, so that we can validate our opinions based upon our opinions validating themselves, right? Now, when in reality, what's actually going to happen is we don't need XRapid for liquidity. We need xPool for liquidity. Once xPool is implemented, the liquidity will be there. And then, once the liquidity is there, XRapid can begin sourcing that liquidity out to individuals who are utilizing xCurrent, requesting liquidity to provide rapid, near-instant transfer of value between two different individuals on RippleNet. Right? So, with all that said and done, and again, I wish I could go into more depth on xPool, but a lot of this in this article is speculation, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but I will shout out this article here, obviously. This is from Daniil.io, and it was titled Former Ripple employee speculates about xPool, and it was posted on March 29th, 2019. Originally by AMB Crypto, apparently. Oh, yeah. Nope, that's not it. But, at any rate, as always, I hope you've enjoyed this video and my content. If you have, be sure to hit that like. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe. And if you want more content from me and to stay up to date, be sure to ring that bell. As always, I've been Jade. You've been watching The Martian Report, and I can't wait to see all of you, my XRP Martians, in my next video on Mars.